Looks like we're on.
No, look, the audio wasn't. There we go. I see it now. I forgot to test the audio.
There we go.
What's up?
Hey.
Sorry. Good to have you guys here. We're going to talk all things fantasy football. It's now 5 o'clock, which means work is over, and it's time to talk about fantasy football. And we have a game tonight.
Not for y'all West Coasters. You're still got like
it's
3
Eagles
hours left to work.
Falcons. It's Operation Kirk Cousins do something, please. That's what it is.
He'll be fine. I think
Operation-
he'll have a decent day.
Operation don't suck again. Operation don't let Drake London have more than 25 fantasy points. But good to see you guys. We're glad you're here.
Gosh.
We are going to... Yeah, sorry. I know. I'm reading your comments. It was my fault. I saw it as soon as I went live. I saw there's no audio. So we are going to be answering your questions today. And all the way leading up to... as long as you guys want. We'll answer as many of your questions. You guys have a lot of them, I'm sure, because we've got Pacheco out. We've got Kupp out. We've got Justin Jefferson and Amon-Ra banged up. Kenneth Walker didn't play this week. T. Higgins already didn't play this week. You've already got Puka on IR. Christian McCaffrey moved to IR last week. The injuries are bananas right now. There's no other way to put it. And I think a lot of us are already grasping for straws. It is literally only week 2. Naturally, you're going to have a lot of questions about your fantasy team. So we're here to talk through. This is basically just a big glorified fantasy therapy session for all of you guys who have lost players to injury. And I was about to die yesterday when Amon-Ra and J. Jeff were on the...
I was about to die for you.
I literally, I almost threw up. So... we do have a site question that we're going to answer. We're going to start tonight, but you guys can submit your questions on the site using the link that I've penned here, and we can answer your questions over there. It's really cool looking. It's also a little bit better experience, but we'll also answer super chats, and then we don't answer just super chats. We just find ourselves mostly answering super chats because we get so many of them during the season. But those are the 2 primary ways that we'll be answering your questions tonight. So if you want to submit one of those 2 ways, we can guarantee that we'll get to your question. But I am going to go ahead and pull up that question that we do have on the site. So let me get that up real quick. Pending trade. I think I've got it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Show me. Okay, cool. All right, this is from our guy J. Rod Rig 245. And this is a 10-man PPR 2 flex. The other wide receivers here are going to be A.J. Brown, Olave, McLaurin, Keenan Coleman. You've got Henry, Breece Hall, and Jordan Mason. And you would be getting Devonta Smith and J.K. Dobbins. You would be sending away Garrett Wilson. So you're selling Garrett Wilson here. You are also buying high on J.K. You have Henry, you have Breece Hall, you have Jordan Mason, A.J. Brown, Olave, McLaurin. I'm honestly not making this deal. I feel like you... Oh, wait. No. I think that's
He's
backwards.
getting Garrett Wilson.
I'm
taking Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I'll take this deal.
Yep.
I'll take this deal.
Yep.
I'm totally good with this. And if this were somebody even like... If this were, I don't know, Malik Neighbors. Hey, by the way, I put a pull out on Twitter. You're going to be shocked about Neighbors versus Wilson rest of the season.
Everybody wants neighbors.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. I didn't think it would be that consensus, but I'm going to take Garrett Wilson here. Again, I think if you are going to buy low on a guy like this, I think this is a pretty good price to do so. So we'll take Garrett Wilson. You add him to A.J. Brown and Olave, and, you've got Henry, Breece Hall, and Jordan Mason, so you don't really need J.K. Dobbins here either. I think it's a perfect move. It's like, it's slightly less than like going and getting a Justin Jefferson type in a trade. So, and not a lot of people can pull that off. But all right, there we go. So like I said, if you guys want to submit on the site, you can.
Kill you in your sleep, dude.
I didn't, dude. You made the trade. Don't be mad at me.
Kidding.
You made the trade. So I mean, I didn't make you make the trade.
Hey, you know what? There are literally going to be infinite receipts.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Infinite.
All right, we'll see.
Yep.
Should I be starting JSN over Pittman until Richardson plays better? Nathan, take it away.
Yeah, I know you're starting JSN over Pittman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you are.
Until the Colts resemble what a professional football team is supposed to even remotely look like. So, newsflash, spoiler alert, it's not going to happen.
No. Thoughts on Lepore?
I'm worried about him. I am legitimately worried about him. I think he's a hold if you own him. But, I mean, JMO is getting a lot more volume than I expected. And he looks very good. He looks to be the focal point of that offense. I'm going to take the collar off that dog because he's jingling like crazy. But, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Laporta right now. I think it's kind of a wait and see. I don't think he's totally dead, right? But,
sure.
I mean, he might not produce as much as he did last year.
Yeah. Should I pick up Andy Dalton? No, you should not. Unless you're in a Superflex league, Dynasty, maybe you do it then.
Or have like the worst QB room
Or have the worst QB room of all time.
Yeah.
Gavin's using the 12-team PPR. He's got Kyler Pacheco, sad face. Mason, Gibbs, Warren. You're good at running back, though. London, Marv, nice. Wilson, Cooper, Deontay. I'm assuming that's Garrett Wilson, and Parkinson. What should my next move be? Win a championship? That's a pretty freaking good team right there. So you can't sell Wilson. You can't sell London. You don't want to sell Marv. You can't sell Cooper, and you can't really sell Deontay. So you're not in a good position to sell any of those wide receivers. Your running backs, you've got Jordan Mason. You could see if you can get some elite upside for Jordan Mason. But Jordan Mason's not a bad guy to start. Gibbs is good. Jalen Warren. You're running back 3, Chase Brown, Warren, Chuba, McLaughlin. Obviously, that could get better. You've got Kyler and then Parkinson. Really, the only thing you maybe need here is a better running back 3. But I think you got a pretty good team anyways. So, thoughts on George Pickens as a buy low trade target? I'm looking at Chase and Evans. Thanks, guys. Chase and Evans. Oh, also looking at Chase Evans. So that'd be Jamar Chase and Mike Evans. Yeah. So with Pickens, I don't think I would go out of my way to buy George Pickens. The offense is not that dynamic. The quarterback situation is not that good. George Pickens is what George Pickens is. I don't want to beat a dead horse. I just wouldn't target him, and I think targeting like a Chase and Evans is a good idea. You lost Pacheco. Any advice, Nathan? He has Swift and Zamir White and Irving.
Try and get Steele and or Pirine on your team. Honestly, I think a lot of noise and a lot of talk is going to be around Carson Steele. Maybe just go with the cheaper waiver option with Pirine because I think he's going to get a decent amount of work as well. That might be more of a split than many people initially think. I think Steele has obviously showcased some talent he did in the preseason. He has with a couple carries that he's gotten in the regular season as well. But Pirine's kind of the versatile guy. He's the receiving threat, and we don't really know what Steele is able to do in the receiving game, if anything at all. So, I mean, Pirine could legit be like the McKinnon of 2024 for the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's unpopular. But if you've got a limited budget and you already are kind of unsure of what to do with the running back position in Kansas City, maybe just go with the cheaper guy and go with Pirine. So
I agree with you.
But both of them I think are totally good picks off of waivers. Like they're going to be the hottest names for sure.
This guy also lost Pacheco. His running backs are Dobbins, Mason, Zamir, which is very similar. So probably the same answer.
Trade Dobbins.
Trade Dobbins. Are you fine? I mean, you're okay. It's 6 to 8 weeks, man.
You can get by.
You can get by, but like I would trade Dobbins and start
definitely
Mason
trade
and somebody
Dobbins
else.
and then spend your waiver dollars on
Lamb, Collins, Smith,
on
McConkey,
one of
right.
Steele and Pirine.
Yeah. Anna says she'll be here. How about that? It's week 2. Like on the cover of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, don't panic. And don't panic is going to be the key here. Although we're getting close to panic mode for some of these guys. Like after a couple weeks, it's like, okay.
I think almost everyone in your league is at some sort of level of the panic mode. Like they are, everyone's panicking at least just a little bit because there were so many injuries.
Week 2 is where it's acceptable to start being concerned about something.
Yeah.
Not panicking though. Would you trade Mason and Worthy for Rice? That's a good question.
Oh goodness.
That's kind of tough, honestly. What do you think? I think it's fair.
Oh gosh. What's your running back room look like?
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably team dependent.
Yeah.
Is Garrett Wilson going to do well? I
think Garrett Wilson's going to be fine.
We think Garrett Wilson's a great player. So like we're betting on him doing well, but the fact of the matter is he's kind of done the same thing for the last, couple of years, and this year hasn't looked any different yet.
Yeah. The volume's there. So again, I think he's got to get some targets in the red zone. Braylon Allen needs to not take 2 touchdowns away, which I don't think is really going to happen. So I think Garrett Wilson's going to be all right.
He said best trade targets for Devin Singletary. Ooh, Singletary.
Bless you.
You need a running back too. Okay. So Singletary. Let's look. Here are the guys I would take over Singletary. Tajay. I would...
Give me Moss.
Ford.
Give me...
Najee. B-Rob.
If you can get B-Rob.
Yeah, this is into the... You can't get him range, so...
Yeah.
Even Javonte, probably.
I don't know. You could probably get Swift. I don't know if I want Swift.
True. No, Swift is not looking good.
Right.
Javonte actually he got the usage yesterday.
Yeah.
By quite a bit. So that's a good sign. He just the Broncos suck. That's the only thing, but it's a small detail.
Yeah.
Should I trade Tank Bigsby for Dobbins and Rashad White? No, Tank Bigsby and Dobbins for Rashad White. Yes, you should. That's a good buy low, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You doing that?
Yeah, I would.
I have a triple elite QB, nice, with Lamar, Hurts, Caleb, May. It's almost quadruple. My running backs are Aaron Jones and Spears. You've got Cooper, McMillan, and Hollywood. What do I do because it's elite, stingy, and hard to trade in? You're not going to do much until you trade there. So you got to keep hoping that they trade.
Mm-hmm.
Top waivers this week. We recorded our playbook before we knew that Pacheco was out for 6 to 8 weeks. So it's going to be Quentin Johnson, Braylon Allen, Carson Steele, Jaleel McLaughlin.
Are you doing this in order of priority?
Kind of. I mean, those are the top 5 guys, 4 guys.
Yeah. I think QJ, Steele, and P. Ryan are your top 3.
Yeah, I think they are too.
Yeah.
Super chat from Warrior King. My blueprint team, I'm dead. Mahomes, Tua, Bryce at quarterback. Dude, Bryce has killed me in a lot of leagues. I mean, I walked the walk too. Like, I mean, I've got Bryce Young in a lot of places.
Both of us walked and talked.
We walked the walk.
We talked the walk and
we talked the
walked
walk.
the freaking talk.
And so, but you've got Mahomes and Tua, Reek, Puka, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra. Man, you've got a crazy good team there. But no, I wouldn't. I mean, you could move Mahomes for Kyler Plus while you recover while Puka comes back. But your team's not screwed. You've still got you got an elite value team dang near. So don't freak out, my friend. Rich is grasping at straws. In my flex, I need warm bodies. Would you ship Debo for Waddle and JSN?
Yes,
I would do that.
I would definitely do that.
I would do that. It's a buy. I like that. I like that as a buy for JSN.
Yep.
Which I still think it's.
And I honestly a buy for Waddle if you're into that thing.
Yeah.
But gosh, that's not bad.
Should I give Burrow, Najee, and Amari for Mahomes, Jordan Mason, and Christian Kirk? And he says Amari's on my bench. So you'd be going from Burrow to Mahomes. That's a slight upgrade. Najee's a huge upgrade. Amari to Kirk. Yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah, I'm doing that for sure.
Yeah.
It's a good trade.
Yeah.
Brandon, your value on Reek. I'm not gonna like really move Tyreek down in my rankings until I'm like positive that Skylar Thompson's absolutely going to crush his value. I need to see it at least next week, right? Because it is Tyreek Hill. It is Tyreek Hill, so let's keep that in mind.
Well, they also they just signed Tyler Huntley as well, who has a legitimate shot at starting next week.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know
they signed him off the Ravens practice squad. So,
sick. All right.
Yeah.
Mad Max, we appreciate your super chat, man. Thank you so much. This is a 10-team half PPR league. Your league mate wants Bijan gone by tonight. Wow. You got Rice, T, Waddle, Brian Thomas Jr., Shaheed Downs. You've got Kiren, who is your keeper. You've got Chris McCaffrey, Corum, Mason, Brown, Garindo, and Chubb. He's got Puka, which is his round 17 keeper, Pickens, Terry, and Mixon. Do you have any ideas? For Bijan, let's try to move Shaheed. I know it's not going to get it done. But Shaheed.
I mean, Shaheed and Rashid.
You could do Shaheed and Rashid.
Well,
you could try it.
Your receivers.
You could see if he's interested in Christian McCaffrey, and since you've got Jordan Mason.
He's got Puka, so probably try to leverage that a little bit. Oh gosh, the irony.
What about send Kiren and Shaheed or something like that? Or send Kiren and Pittman and Goddard and see if he will send Justin Jefferson or something.
Yeah, but then his running backs are super short. If he trades away Kiren, he's starting Jordan Mason and Chase Brown.
Well, he would be getting Bijan.
Oh, duh.
That's what I'm saying.
Fart noise.
I think Bijan is still.
It just sucks because
upgrade.
Waddle you can't really move right now. T you can't move. I mean, the screaming guy that you can move is Rashee Rice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but Rashee Rice is also the best wide receiver on his team.
I know. So I mean, aim for the sky.
Pickens.
Do Rashee straight up for Bijan.
Try it.
People are really high on Rashee right now.
If not, you can try Kiren plus a little bit. You could try packaging like Shaheed and you could try moving Christian McCaffrey. Honestly, wouldn't be opposed to that at all.
Yeah, you can totally do that. Yeah.
Carlos, is Kiren a sell high? Should I give up Kiren a second for a third for Chase in a 10?
Kiren is not a sell high because a lot of people are worried about him right now.
But I'm making that trade.
In Dynasty. I gotcha. Yes, absolutely. 100%.
He's not a sell high, but that's a good trade.
Yeah.
Kevin, Richardson sit, Burrow start.
Let's look at the matchup this week.
Look, you're just talking in general, like you're pretty much stuck here because if you have Richardson, you're either like, is he going to get a rushing touchdown this week and a bomb touchdown and have 20 points, or is he going to do nothing?
So AR has a neutral matchup this week against Chicago. Burrow, who's looked horrible, has a great matchup against Washington this week.
I would just do Burrow.
Probably just lean Burrow.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
They both have looked awful.
It's been really, really bad.
Yeah.
Josue, what's up, my friend? Not sure how to feel today as a Bryce Young fan. Listen, I'll go on the record here with my Bryce Young take. This is clearly Dave Tepper benching Bryce Young. It's not Dave Canales. They benched their number 1 overall pick that they gave up the absolute freaking house for after like 18 games. That's a poverty franchise move. It really is. Bryce Young shouldn't have been benched yet. Yes, Bryce Young looks abysmal bad. But the Panthers, what are they? They're benching him because they think the season is slipping away. Newsflash. Your roster is not good enough to sniff the playoffs. So develop your young quarterback.
Develop him.
You're already taking an L. The Panthers are stupid for doing that, in my opinion. I don't think Bryce Young should have been benched. But he's not been good. I will say that.
He threw for 84 yards last week.
Yeah, so not good. Not good at all. We will say that. But you don't. It's 18 games. Like, so impatient.
17,
I'll let you take this one.
17. Have PPR 2 flex, and I send London and Chandler for JSN. What?
He's played 18 games. Not that.
Oh, I got you. I send London and Chandler for JSN and Pollard. My starting RBs are Cook and Swift. Other manager has Jones for a handcuff. I would hold there. I'm really reluctant to move Drake London right now. I think it's too early. Let's wait there.
I mean, I'm excited to see what London does tonight. It's a fairly good matchup.
Yeah. Let's wait another week before we make that deal.
All right.
I have good depth at wide receiver, but no standout wide receiver 1. Maybe Rasheed. That's standout wide receiver 1. And Kiren, B-Rob at RB, CMC on IR. Wow, you're surviving, man. What moves could I make with Evans, Olave, or JMO?
JMO would be the guy there. It's an 8-team.
8-team, half PPR. Wow. Oh, boy.
He might be stuck.
You've got JMO. Actually, gosh dang it. Olave would be the move there in an 8-team, but no one wants him.
Nobody
in an
wants
8-team.
him. No.
So you might have to move JMO.
He's got Rice. I mean, again, maybe you explore offers for Rice there.
You could explore offers for Rice and go
have
for a higher upside guy because Rashee Rice is more of a possession wide receiver who doesn't have like astronomical upside.
Yeah.
So like who in his price range right now is more boom bust that you'd be willing to go take a shot on?
In Rashee
in
Rice's
an 8-team.
In an
Rashee
8-team?
Rice's range.
I mean, you could try for.
You get Devontae Adams plus.
I mean, you could see if somebody would. You could get close to Tyreek Hill with Tua's injury. I mean, people are low on Tyreek right now.
I mean, if that's the case, then maybe you try for Nico.
I think Nico's too far, because I think Nico has jumped up to where Tyreek was, and I think Tyreek has gone down to where Nico was because of Tua's injury.
Okay.
So, obviously Nico's another great one for an 8-team, but I just don't think people are getting there. Now with Tyreek, you could try to sell, you could try to get him to sell on panic. But in terms of like other guys in that range for upside, it's tough, man. I don't feel like
Devontae.
Maybe, yeah,
Devontae Adams.
yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Rice for JT when I still have Marvin Harrison Jr., Smith, Pittman.
SB, St. Brown.
That must be. I don't know. I don't think that's St. Brown. But if it is St. Brown, then, I mean, absolutely you're doing that.
I mean, yeah.
I think I'm good with it. I think this
I would move Rasheed for JT. I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think I'm good with that. Let's see. Matt, appreciate your super chat, my friend. Let's look for Matt.
I hate it when it jumps down. Like when you when you get close and it just skips you.
It's special.
So
YouTube is interesting. He said WTF. Did not get to ask my. You can ask your question, Matt, and we'll still answer it for you. Just let us know in the chat what your question is.
Yep.
Dark Delights, appreciate you, my friend. How do you feel about Tank Dell currently?
Gosh, I was expecting a big week from him, and he didn't do anything, and he really didn't get that many targets. What's their schedule look like here? I'm gonna look up their schedule.
I mean, I think the utilization shows you that Tank Dell is the wide receiver 3.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
He played only 4 of a possible 21 snaps in 12 personnel. He missed out on 6 passing rounds because of that.
So here's the lineup for the next few weeks: Minnesota, Jacksonville, Buffalo, New England, Green Bay, the Colts, the Jets, Detroit, Dallas. It's pretty tough.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's not like he's not on the field. He's 43 snaps. He's still less than Stephon and Nico, so he's clearly not on the field for 12 personnel. He's still running almost the same amount of routes. He ran the same amount of routes as Stephon Diggs and only 3 less than Nico. He's getting less targets, though. He did get 3 carries. Look, I think he's a fine flex option for the rest of the year. If you're having to start him, then maybe you're panicking a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you're flexing him, I think you're okay with it.
Yep.
So,
Agreed.
Just Chrome. Dynasty 1QB2 flex. My quarterbacks are Goff, Caleb. Who could I try to tier up to? Is Mahomes a buy low? The owner is 0-2. Mahomes could be a buy low, but I mean, you could try to. I mean, you could press your luck and try to go get Kyler or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd rather have
I'm
him.
not. Yeah, in a 1 QB, I'm not going out and buying a quarterback unless I'm getting a rushing upside.
No,
QB.
I think I want a rushing upside QB there. So, in my opinion, though, I don't think you need. I think like if you're contending, you can still start Goff and win. So, but if you really can, if you can buy low on Mahomes, you do it. I just don't think like that's our number one target in 1 QB dynasty leagues. So, here we go, Matt. Appreciate it, man. 1 PPR dynasty superflex. You got Tyreek and Waddle. Good players around. My superflex is Deshaun Watson. I have a team exactly like this. I have a team that's really good, and my second quarterback is Deshaun. I'm like, what in the world? So, oh man, I think you just kind of have to roll with it. You could try to go get. So here's the thing: Baker's value has gone up too far. Kirk Cousins, like, which productive veterans are there right now? Like, there's not. Rodgers sucks.
Discount productive
sucks.
vets. Yeah. Goff is a discount productive vet.
So maybe you could try and go get Goff. Like, he's a little bit cheaper than he was, but
he's significantly cheaper than he was. I've been following his value because he hasn't done much the first 2 weeks of the season, and he hasn't looked great. He threw the ball 55 times week 2 and threw 2 picks, threw another pick in week 1. So he hasn't started too hot, but again, I think he's going to be fine, and he's better than Deshaun Watson. That's for sure.
So Deshaun, in terms of fantasy production, 12 and 15 points. I don't think it's impossible that Deshaun can still be fantasy productive.
Oh, here we go. Kupp is expected to miss an extended period of time and is a candidate for injured reserve.
Man, if you drafted those Rams wide receivers, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. Kupp went from league winner to IR that fast. So.
Yep.
So to answer your question, I think you try to go get, a cheaper quarterback, but Deshaun Watson is the quarterback 12 so far this year.
Makes me feel better about Puka coming back though.
Yeah, that does. So I think you just have to roll with it and see how far you can get. I don't think it screws you that he's your super flex. So
yeah.
Appreciate it, my friend. All right, let's jump down to Mike. Mike says, how do we feel about Kiren Williams after the Kupp injury? We're going to discuss this in a video this week because this is a really good question. And I think you are smart for thinking that the Kupp and the Puka injuries do heavily affect Kiren Williams because they absolutely do. And we saw this. Like when you had Cooper Kupp go out, that team got a lot less dynamic. He had 12 attempts, Kiren did, for 25 yards, 2 yards per carry. He had a touchdown and it salvaged his day and he had 15 points. Without the touchdown, both weeks without touchdown, you're looking at 8 and 9 points.
Yeah.
With Kiren, he's getting the volume. You're still concerned because now
and
teams are going to be able to absolutely stack the box.
You know what the big concern is too is I'm less concerned about the receivers being injured. I'm more concerned about the offensive line. They lost like 4 of their starters in week 1.
Yeah.
On the offensive line, which is a big reason why he hasn't been as productive as he was last season. So we got to see those guys come back healthy. I trust Sean McVay to be able to draw up a game plan where he can be productive or someone can be productive in that offense. But again, it's just not going to be as pretty as it was last year.
Yeah. Gianni says Kiren, BTJ, 80 Mitchell for London, Cook, and Shaheed. London, Cook, and Shaheed, no question. That you're getting James Cook in that deal, that is a no-brainer for me.
Yep.
So I think I'm definitely doing that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. All right, let me double check the site real quick. Man, that sucks about Kupp.
Mm-hmm. Very much.
That really sucks.
Puka, come back. Puka.
Okay, we're good on the site. All right.
Oh, my gosh. Is IR 6 weeks or is it 4 weeks?
It's 4 weeks.
Okay. Minimum of 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Reek for Saquon, you take Saquon there, in my opinion, don't you?
Yes, I take Saquon.
Higgins and 28 free agent dollars for Neighbors. Yes.
Seriously? Are you kidding me?
That's a steal.
I mean, I'm all for like waivers and taking the right shots on guys and dude. The value of waiver dollars in trades, if that's the difference between T. Higgins and Malik Neighbors, like who the heck are you playing with?
Yeah, no.
Like go work your league and go win your league. All power to you, man.
What's up, Father's Figure? What do you guys think of Darnell Mooney? Should I drop him for QJ?
No.
Would you drop Would you drop McMillan for QJ?
Yes.
Okay, just making
I
sure.
would do that.
Just making sure.
Yep.
I would honestly take
Working on
QJ
your
over.
waiver claims for this week because you got McMillan in the flock league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you.
Yeah.
I don't. I just. Was,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm so fine. I'm giving away my secret, but I'm so fine at running back that like it's not even worth me making a claim for Steele or P Ryan.
No, I don't think so.
Like all I need are just waiver claims on receivers.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
What do you guys think of Darnell Mooney? Should I drop him for Quentin Johnson? And I would say I'd take QJ there. Nathan, take Mooney.
Yeah.
London 25 points. Nation. If he gets 25 points tonight, I will kill myself. Because that means I lose by 1 point in the flock league. If I lose,
If he ends up having the same record as me 2 weeks into the year, that's gonna be the funniest freaking thing ever.
I can't even think about
Oh my God.
that happening because I would be so pissed off.
You know what? It's okay. You're gonna be feeling better than I am because
you still have a chance to win. Devonta over 40 yards and Goddard over 25 yards. Eagle win parlay opinions.
I should just do it here tomorrow morning when we record.
That parlay is going to hit. You heard it here first. Domain fantasy sports betting. How much free agent are you dropping on Dalton? Can you drop negative free agent dollars? I'm not picking up Dalton. Unless you're talking about a dynasty league, which you may be because I know you play dynasty.
Might be.
You may be.
Did you just turn into a Canadian?
I meant to say maybe.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Still not much. I mean, enough. 10% of your waiver budget, maybe. I'm sure you're going to get him in leagues that I'm in with you. Drop Rashad White or trade Rashad White and D-Hop for Montgomery. No, I'm not doing that. I want Rashad White there. Dynasty Puka or AJ Brown? AJ Brown.
Close. Probably go with the contract. Go with AJ Brown. Safer.
Yeah. Tua. Love the content, gents. Appreciate you, Dynasty dude. No name says 0.5 PPR redraft. Give Flowers, Charbonnet, and McBride. Receive Waddle, Stevenson, Laporta, and Goddard. Yes, I'm making that trade because you're getting an upgrade at tight end, you're getting an upgrade at running back, and then you're getting an upgrade at wide receiver. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely taking that. So, all right, we got some super chats. Here we go. Nathan?
Hey-o. Daniels and DJ Moore for Nico, ? Dynasty, 1 QB, PPR. 1 QB, Dynasty, yes, I'm taking Nico.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Nico is, dare I say...
Unstoppable? Incredible?
Give me 2 more weeks before I start saying stuff.
Okay.
But Nico's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
Traded Tyreek, Ford, Terry for Marvin, Godwin, Pollard. Not at Reek's max value, but with Pacheco down, I needed to make a move. Don't blame me, man. Stacked at wide receiver, though. I think that is a great deal for you, man.
That's a good deal,
man. That's a phenomenal deal.
You're good.
You're throwing Reek plus some crap that you can barely start for
3 guys you're starting.
Guys that you're starting every single week. That is phenomenal.
And if you're stacked at wide receiver, then...
Great job. Waffle Hauser says, Nathan, does B-Rob still suck? Hashtag troll your soul. Waffle, it's nice to hear from you. B-Rob is what he is.
Nathan, you're so presidential.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm just screwing with you.
No, B-Rob is what he is. Did I say B-Rob sucked this offseason?
Yeah.
I did?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, he's definitely not one of the best running backs in the league.
No.
If you're trying to get to that point, I think he is an average startable running back that has a very high floor because of his situation.
I think he's a good value right now in fantasy leagues.
So, yeah, he's a good value in fantasy.
But as a running back, he's okay. On that note,
my take hasn't really changed on B-Rob as a running back.
No, I mean, as a player, although he's looked good.
He's kind of a, you know what he's like?
No.
He's kind of like one of those just mid-grade running backs that's productive for a few years because he's just kind of a smash mouth player, kind of like a Marlon Mack. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just a tough running back that just gets his own. He's tough. He's gonna be replaced. Like he's a very replaceable running back. So
yeah. And is B-Rob a good running back 2 replacement for Pacheco, or do I try to trade for Pollard? If you can get Pollard, hooray. B-Rob's fine though.
B-Rob is
so
fine.
we like B-Rob and his value right now.
Yeah.
So I will say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep dropping your super chats. We can answer as many of these questions as we are. We'll go back up here. But again, all these questions, they disappear because there's so many of them. So we'll answer all the questions we can.
Disappearings.
They disc them up here.
Yes.
Laporta are likely in week 3. Laporta.
Yeah.
Laporta.
Yeah.
Ramondre moving up. Ramondre is good. Amon-Ra St. Brown doesn't seem super serious. Soft tissue. Yeah, they said it was a contusion. So it's good. He's fine.
This is like Dark Knight. Looks like some sort of contusion.
which I'm watching those movies right now. I just finished Dark Knight, so we're watching the third one.
Yeah.
Yep. So Justin Jefferson, Brown, Ayuk, Godwin. Also, what should I do if I have Kamara and James Conner as my main running back? Help.
Why do you need help if you have Kamara and Connor as your top 2 running backs?
I was going to say, I just traded for those guys as my top running backs.
I also just traded BTJ and Brooks for Trevor Lawrence, and that was like...
My man, Jesse, you roll with your team, man. You roll with your team. Your team is good. Those are 2 good running backs. All right, super chat from Brandon. Rice and Ramondre for Bijan and Ayuk. I have Rice, yes or no? Yes.
Rest of the season, do you prefer Rasheed or Ayuk? I mean Rasheed, but
Rasheed probably, but the Ramondre Bijan is what's crazy.
Bijan, yeah.
Ayuk and Rice are 1 tier apart. Bijan and Ramondre are 2 or 3 tiers apart. So
Ramondre's been so productive.
I know. I just don't think it's going to be that productive the whole season. But
he scored like 80% of his points from one big play and 1 goal line carry this last game.
Yep.
Which screwed me. So I was playing against him.
Should I trade Mason or Dobbins in Dynasty? Yes.
Bofa.
Yeah. In Dynasty leagues, unless you're contending and you can't get any good offers for them, they're really good sell candidates right now.
Agreed.
So redraft's different, but Dynasty for sure.
Yep.
All right. So we get okay. Here's a super chat from our boy Ethan. Ethan, we appreciate you, my friend. Tin Man PPR. You're 0-2. I'm sorry. I have a fair amount of 0-2 teams myself.
Rip.
The first 2 weeks were so different from each other that I had half of my players hit in week 1 and half of them hit in week 2. So I have a couple good teams.
I'm sorry. Ingram's on IR.
What?
He said he's got in parentheses IR. He has Evan Ingram on IR.
Well, but he might just have an out player on IR. So,
in his fantasy, I get what you're saying, like the IR spots. Okay,
Love, Pacheco, Cook, Chase, St. Brown, Ingram, Nico. Dang, that's a stacked team when you're healthy. You've got Deontay Johnson, Jordan Mason, Jaden Reed, Odunze Wilson Jr. What do I do because I'm 0-2 and half my starters are dead? Yeah. So, man, honestly, I think you have to try to down tier here. So you're gonna have to if you're gonna have a chance at this. Your team is stacked, man. You're going to have to try to down tier from Nico, from Jordan Mason, from St. Brown. If you don't have guys to start. Now, you've got Jaden Reed and Odunze on your bench. So I don't think you're like dead in the water. Like, are you getting blown out? It is a 10-man, so that is something to consider. I think when in doubt and when you're facing injuries like this and you have a team where you have this many injured players, quarterback I'm not worried about. Pacheco and honestly Ingram I'm not worried about. No. It's really just Pacheco, and you have Jordan Mason.
I think Ingram should be fine even this week. I haven't honestly heard anything, but I think he.
I'm honestly not that concerned with your team.
I'm not super worried. No,
like you've got Jordan Mason to plug in for, and like you can stream tight end, worst case scenario, and stream quarterback.
Risky flex, but if you got to flex Deontay this week, at least Dalton's throwing the ball.
Exactly.
So
I think you're good.
Yeah.
Agreed. Can Darnell Mooney and Saquon score 50+ points tonight? I need prayers. Are you down there?
Oh, Badaki. Yeah, I know. He went from 150 points to getting shellacked because he's playing Danny.
But James Cook went off for him this week.
Yeah, but he's playing
Danny went bananas this week. Oh my!
I told you that. I said Danny went bananas. You were like,
but take Stormy's call off.
Yeah.
Man. Now, Badaki, sorry. You're
tough matchup, man.
It's all right. You had a good week 1.
Is Danny's team that good, or was it kind of an outlier week?
Nah. I think Danny's team is. I mean, he had Neighbors and Collins go off, but his kicker and defense is getting 30 points a week.
He flexed DeMarcus Robinson, and he had to start Alexander Madison.
Yeah, and he still did that. So he just had a crazy week.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not super worried.
No, I'm not crazy worried. No. Sorry, Badaki. I need Drake London to score under 25 points tonight. So and he's got a lot riding on this game. Daniel, appreciate you, my friend. That's Daniel Hart. I wonder if that's Daniel Hart right now. If you have a question, Daniel, let us know. But
yeah.
All right. Okay, I'll jump back up. We'll take super chats when they come in.
Doing the jumps.
But here we go. 10.7-ish points needed from Jalen tonight. Not only win by 100, plus this week. So you need 10 points to win by 100. Wow, it must be a really good position to be in. I'm like fighting for my life out here. But also have the highest scoring week in the history of my Dynasty League with Love, Puka, Ferg out in a Superflex League. Congratulations, my friend. There's nothing better than winning in Dynasty Fantasy Football. Kareem Hunt visiting Kansas City Tuesday. Is that true? We're going to find out. Here we go.
Yes. Nope. Did you see that alert earlier?
I didn't.
Yep. He's visiting KC.
Kareem Hunt would be the guy to pick up.
The Kareem return.
Kareem Hunt would get the carries over Steele.
You think over Pirine too?
Yep. Pirine's the change of pace passing back.
I mean, Kareem hasn't. He's been on the street.
I'm telling you, they'd give him carries.
Well, they probably give him carries,
right
but
now.
You think over Steele?
Yep.
Dang. Okay.
I don't think they're that comfortable giving Steele a heavy workload. Because Steele's good, but he's not that good. I mean, I know he's not that good.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I think Pirine's just better. I think it's I think it's worth taking Pirine at a cheaper price.
But Pirine is really like what he thrives at is change of pace passing downs.
Being a McKinnon.
I don't think and that's what I think they want him to do. So I think they're going to bring in Hunt to give actual carries to. Maybe they'll split it.
I think they just bring him in to be the third option, but it'd be a true committee.
Tyler Huntley, I mean, if he does get signed, he ends up being the guy in Miami. You know, he has a little bit of upside, but not enough to where we're gonna go like spin waiver claims on him or anything like that. I'm rocking the Hickory gear, you know it. Normandale School of Basketball, best movie ever, best sports movie of all time. Do not argue with me. All right, we got some super chats, I think.
Yep.
Banana.
Waffle says no troll. Killer content lately. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Website looks professional.
Good deal.
Thanks, man. Hope weekly Discord chats come back for Flock subscribers. # work the perk. PS Drake London.
Yes. Wow. You've seen one game. How about we wait until tonight, Waffle? He said, I'm not trolling, and then he had to add it in. You couldn't help it. So I'm glad you like the site. It's still getting there. They're getting the bugs worked out, but I think it looks so much better. Yeah. In terms of the weekly Discord chats, I need to do it because I've honestly been so bad at replying to people since the season started. I haven't really been doing it. So I need to host one of those for you guys, and I will. I feel bad. I really do feel bad, but it's busy right now.
Once the fantasy season dies down.
Yeah. All right. I think
another super chat from Zach of Trade says Hurts, Gibbs, Jacobs, AJ Brown, Devontae, Higgins, killing me, Kincaid, full PPR. Flex is weak without Higgins. Any moves? Your bench is Demarcus Robinson, Njoku, and Kirk.
Go get QJ.
Yeah, you can go get QJ off waivers. You can go get a running back off waivers. You can also, honestly, just flex Christian Kirk, and you'll be fine. At this point, Demarcus Robinson in desperate situations is a guy that I'm comfortable flexing. Same with really any receiver there. Tutu Atwell, Demarcus Robinson, Tyler Johnson are all guys that I'm comfortable flexing if I have to because there is no more Cooper Kupp. Parkinson, all of those guys are going to have chances to be productive. You saw that actually a couple of years ago. Remember Higbee when Kupp was out and they didn't have any receivers? Mm-hmm. He was a guy that you were considering flexing every single week because he was putting up like a floor of 10 points. So I think you're going to be okay. You can explore offers for Higgins. If you can move Higgins at a couple waiver bucks for a guy like Malik Neighbors, like someone did in the chat, do it. But I don't think anyone is really super interested in buying Higgins at the moment just because he needs to be on the field. Yep. So I'm not ultra worried about your team. I think you're going to be okay. Flexing Kirk, I'm totally fine with.
Yeah, I agree with that. Marcus, appreciate your super chat, my friend. This is 12-man PPR. You're 2-0. Congratulations, Marcus. There's nothing better than that. Mahomes, Mason Henry, Pollard Wright, Debo Rice, London Amari, Pickens, Coleman. I see why you're 2-0. You got some good players there. I want a better running back room. Who should I target for who? So Mason and Henry and Pollard are your three guys here.
Yep.
Guys I like investing in right now at the running back position. You can buy low on Rashad White. I feel like he's going to give you a little bit of an upgrade over... Not Henry Mason. He would be a Pollard upgrade. But honestly, I'm comfortable doing that still. I'm comfortable moving from Pollard to Rashad White if you only have to add a little bit. Honestly, your three running backs there aren't bad.
No.
They really aren't bad.
I'm actually very comfortable with that.
I'm very I don't think I would make any moves.
Pollard as a third option is great.
I think so too. I think Pollard's awesome. So and you're starting Derrick Henry, and he has touchdown upside, and Mason, who has everything upside. I think you're in a good spot. Again, if you want some buy targets, I think Rashad White is a buy target right now. I think that Brian Robinson is a buy target, but I think you'd be downgrading from these guys to Brian Robinson. And so that's why it's like you're going to be overspending, I feel like, on a running back, which I don't think is worth it with the volatility there. Joe Mixon obviously would be an upgrade from maybe even Derrick Henry. So if you wanted to upgrade from Henry to Mixon, I'd be okay with that. You could try
Mixon had a down week.
You could try to go get James Cook if he's still cheap enough, because I think James Cook could be a league winner.
We're back to earth with Mixon this week.
What did
He only
Mixon
had
have?
6 points.
Did he not get the usage?
He also got hurt, and then he came back. He had 8 points.
I saw that.
He had 8 points in PPR. 9 carries, 25 yards.
Okay, so Mixon had an ankle injury. He played
really,
only early downs.
Really ticked about some sort of hip drop tackle thing where he got banged up and had to leave the game for a little bit. But I mean, Cam Akers got 7 carries. What's his name? Ogunbowale had 2 carries as well. So I think that if you got someone freaking out about Mixon, maybe you can go get him at a discount.
I was going to say, maybe a buy. He's good still. Jose Cruz, appreciate it, my friend. Just traded Jordan Mason for Gibbs. How should I feel? I have Henry and Brees also. You should feel like you stacked your team, because what you basically did there was you took somebody who was on waivers that you probably got off of waivers, and you turned him into somebody who was going in the first round.
Yep.
And yeah, Mason's good. Mason, from a production standpoint, while he's there. The thing with Mason is he's not Christian McCaffrey. You don't know if he's going to be the starter all season. You know that with Gibbs.
Yep.
So you should feel like you just fleeced your league.
I've gotten multiple trade offers here. You want me to talk about them here?
Sure.
Let's do the super chat.
I was going to say we got super chats. So
opposite Texo.
You said sexo. I heard you. Go.
Dang it. Have Kyler, Brees, Achane, Waddle, Neighbors, Rice, and Njoku, Parkinson, Ridley, Ford. Nice. Algier on the bench, worried about Waddle and Ford. Pray for waivers, question mark, or trade.
All right.
You're fine with Parkinson. You're fine at tight ends until Njoku comes back.
You're fine at running back. You got Brees and Achane.
You're fine at receiver as well.
Yeah, Neighbors, Rice.
You've got Ridley too in your flex.
So you're worried about Ford.
Looks like
and
he's
Waddle.
listing all of his starting guys. So basically, Ford is a guy that I think he has to start.
Okay, but again, if you're worried about Ford, go get B-Rob.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like, I think that he's going to be a little bit of a safer, solid option.
Yep.
And you can...
Wow. Shut up.
You good, bro?
Yeah.
And you can...
I'm good.
And you can... I mean, you could also try to go get Tony Pollard. You could try to buy low on Aaron Jones after these couple weeks. Zach Moss would even be an upgrade. So you could try for those guys if you're really worried about it. I honestly, in terms of waivers, you could go get one of the Chiefs running backs this week. And if you're worried about Waddle, you could go get Quentin Johnston. But you can't sell Waddle. You could sell Ford. So you can shop Ford. I wouldn't be too worried about Waddle because you got Neighbors and Rice really holding down the Ford. And you can start Ridley if you need to. So appreciate it, man. Just Chrome, Dynasty. Do I take on Etienne after week 2? Is he still a hold? Well, I mean, when you're looking at his Dynasty value, I mean, I think it's going down. Man, you should see Tua's value. Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
People are selling thinking he's retiring.
Yeah.
Etienne's lost a little bit of value. Yeah, I don't think you can sell now. I don't think you should sell. So I think he's a hold. Yeah. Because, I mean, I think he's going to get a little bit higher value at some point in the future, right? It's a 12-team PPR 2 flex. Any moves? You've got Purdy, Kyren, Ramondre, JJ, Ayuk, Laporta, Aaron Jones, Sutton, Lockett, Jordan Mason, Charbonnet, Chase Brown, Mooney, and great stream. Appreciate you. So the one thing I noticed here, you've got Chase Brown, Charbonnet, Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones, and then you've got on top of that Kyren and Ramondre. You feel good about starting Kyren and Ramondre, but in terms of the other 4 guys, those are 4 flexible running backs that you not only aren't going to flex every week, but you probably don't want to have to decide between those guys because they're all close to the same level. Mason is probably the one I would keep. Of Charbonnet, Chase Brown, and Aaron Jones, I'd probably shop those guys and see if you can get some upgrades out of the positions. You've got Jefferson and Ayuk, which is really nice. But then after that, your wide receiver 3 looks like it's Tyler Lockett or Courtland Sutton. So I think what you should do in a 2-flex league is go get a stronger wide receiver 3. Guys I would target right now, I think you can buy low on some guys. Let me look for you real quick. You can go get, for your wide receiver 3, Calvin Ridley is a good one. JSN is still a good one. T. Higgins is a good buy right now. I think you can get Michael Pittman really cheap right now, even though I'm worried about him. He might be dirt cheap. Guys like that, and then even going lower, a better wide receiver 3 than the guys you have. I think Khalil Shakir is a good guy. And it kind of gets gross after that. So I think if you upgrade, your depth at that position, then you're going to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
So really appreciate it. Should I do Gibbs for Garrett Wilson? I would hold Gibbs.
Probably hold Gibbs.
I'd hold Gibbs. Yeah. And look, a lot of people are a little bit concerned about Gibbs because of the Monty split. But we knew the money split was there. And with Garrett Wilson, I mean, he hasn't got a touchdown yet. I want to see that. I like Garrett Wilson. I think I would just hold your running back there. I think Gibbs is. I think the comment under this, Gibbs is worth more right now, and I think that's correct. So good question. I would just hold for now. Frizzell, appreciate you, my friend. Running backs are Bijan, Mixon, Eckler, and Bigsby. Do I need to pick a running back up off waivers in a 14-man? You've got Allen, Steele, and Pirine. You know, honestly, you've got two guys there in Pirine and Steele. One of them could be a starter. I don't feel much better about Braylon Allen than I do Tank Bigsby because they're both splitting with a more dominant back. And so maybe you go get Steele or Pirine and hope that one of them starts. Or maybe you try to get both of them. But yeah, I think you make some claims for running back with that team for sure. Jeff says, I'm here for the Nico Collins mea culpa, wide receiver 2. Jeff, I will say this. I was higher on Nico than Nathan, first of all. Nathan's not ready to apologize. Nico Collins, look at me.
Whoa, hang on.
What? You ready to apologize?
I've already said like 3 times on this stream that he's looked awesome.
So you were wrong?
I mean, at price, he's definitely merited going at price. Yeah.
So were you wrong?
Depends.
He's not going to do it. If I said...
Are you talking about Dynasty or talking about Fantasy?
Talking about Fantasy, I think. I think Nico's great. I think I underestimated Nico. I should have valued him higher. Should have him ranked higher. So I'm sorry. I love Nico too. He's so fun to watch, and he's a beast.
Yeah,
at
I would have
fantasy
ranked him a little bit higher, but also, I mean, you're looking at the first 2 weeks of the season being some awesome matchups. So
yeah. That's why we named the podcast Take Luck. We see says
you don't have take luck.
You do. Just say you were wrong about it. He looks like a beast.
I've already said 3 times he looks like a beast.
Well, you won't say you were wrong about it though.
Because it's week 2. Are you saying that you were wrong about all your takes in week 2?
I just said I had him ranked too low. Yeah, I was wrong.
No, about all of your other takes.
No, but just that one. Yeah.
What is the number one thing we say about the first 4 weeks of the season?
That you can still be wrong even though it's only been 2 weeks.
Yes, but also that a lot of it is parody as well. And I would not go out there and say that what Nico Collins has been doing is parody.
All right.
But I mean,
let me know.
Is Nico Collins going to put up 25 points every single week? Probably not.
But he has that upside. So I'm just saying.
You think he has 25 point per game upside?
Nico? He
Yeah.
definitely has 20 point per game upside.
Okay, but 25 point per game upside.
He has upside for 25 points in a game.
That's like running back level.
Whatever.
Like
you can let me know,
McCaffrey.
chat, but I think I'm willing to just say, hey, Nico's better than I thought.
Nico's way better than I thought, and I thought Diggs was going to get more targets, and he hasn't. Yeah.
I was offered. You got to quit your
I don't have take lock.
We got to keep going. I was offered Justin Jefferson for Waddle, Ayuk, and DJ Moore in a Dynasty 10-man. I have in a 10-man. I just go to the upside and take Jefferson. I think it's close. I have Chris McCaffrey, Jacobs, Olave, Flowers. I mean, you've got other good wide receivers there. You've still got Olave, Flowers there. In a 10-man, I'm fine with it because you're probably not starting that many guys. So
Yeah.
but I think I'm good with that. All right, you got the next one.
And Dynasty just got offered AD Mitchell, Zamir, and a 25-second for take it. Take it. Smash accept that. I don't care. Take it. Take Mitchell, take the second, take Zamir White over Dobbins.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing with Dobbins. In the chat, spam the chat right now. Are you buying Dobbins for the rest of the season? For just for fantasy football? Are you buying that he's going to continue this? Do you think this is sustainable for J.K. Dobbins? Let me know in the chat. I want to know.
Yeah.
Because I think this is I think a lot of people are very divided on this. And I think that with Dobbins, there's pretty good arguments for both sides. So.
In Dynasty?
No.
Oh, okay. This is a Dynasty question.
I know. I'm just saying in fantasy football. But really,
okay.
but think about it. When you're giving up something for Dobbins, you're not buying him for the next season. It's pretty much a contending move.
Yeah, true.
So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. All right. Sneerius. Appreciate it, man. 12-team half PPR redraft. Was offered Kiren Williams for CMC. If you can get Kiren for Chris McCaffrey, you take it. Running backs are Achane and Charbonnet and no others. Take it. Take Kiren Williams. Take Kiren Williams there. See, look at this. This is the J.K. Dobbins effect. No, already bought him. Buying if I need it, just not for week 3. 100%. Yes. Selling. No. Yes. One injury away from IR. Drafted and winning. If he's healthy, there's a chance if he stays healthy.
Everyone is one injury away from IR.
Yes.
But
I think he gets hurt. I think he gets hurt too. So it sucks. I hate predicting injury. I don't love doing that. But with Dobbins, I feel like it's so obvious.
I wait on this one.
I think we did that one.
Snerius.
Yeah, I just read that one.
12-team half PPR.
Yeah, I did that one.
Okay.
I just answered it.
Cool.
I said to take it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Kiren for CMC. Like, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. Yeah, interesting on the Dobbins. So make sure you guys drop a like if you haven't already. Please, we appreciate it. Let's get to 200 likes, and make sure if you're not, you subscribe. We're trying to let's get to 14, right? Let's keep growing this small little channel and see what we can do with it. So we appreciate you guys. Drop your questions as well. We'll go back and answer as many of these questions as we can. We try not to only answer super chats. We just get so many of them. Traded Chase for Kenneth Walker and Zay Flowers. What do you think of that? I mean, you're selling low, but is it a bad thing?
I'd hold Chase there.
I probably would have wanted a little bit of a better player than Zay Flowers with Kenneth Walker, but I like the idea.
Or maybe even someone a little more safe than Kenneth Walker. I mean, we are 2 weeks into the season, and Walker has already gotten hurt, and he's going to miss multiple games.
I guess that's also true. So, I don't know. I feel like you could have gotten a little bit more, but I understand what you're trying to do.
Historically speaking, we know that this is the worst time for Cincinnati Bengals production. And it's only going to get better after the first month of the season.
Yeah.
You start getting guys like Chase at a discount right around this range when he should start being on the up because they're going to start getting better. So,
yeah.
I'm just not a huge fan of moving Chase right now.
I think right now, I mean, I think if you're moving Chase right now, you better be getting like almost an overpay. So,
yeah.
All right, Joe, appreciate you. It's a 12-team half PPR. Any moves, you're 0-2. Okay, so we got Mahomes, Bijan, Etienne, Jaleel. Okay. Marv, Ayuk, Godwin. I mean, your team projects well picking up Hunter Henry. If you can down tier from Mahomes, I don't look. I mean, when I'm putting together a lineup of Mahomes, Bijan, Etienne, Marvin Harrison, Ayuk, Godwin, and then flexing one of JMO or Reed, starting Ingram or Hawkins, Ingram at tight end. I mean, again, you could get a little bit better at your running back 3 position. So maybe you can maybe down tier. Maybe try to down tier from ETN. Maybe try to down tier from Mahomes. Maybe try to down tier from Marvin Harrison Jr. I think if you're going to make any moves in a 12-team like that, you're going to have to down tier. But I think you're 0-2 just because you're 0-2, and I don't think your team is that bad. Any thoughts?
No, I agree with you. I think he's going to be able to get out of the 0-2 hole.
Yeah.
Again, the first 2 weeks of the season does not predict rest of season success or lack thereof. So probably hold most of your guys. Like ETN bounced back. He was fine. Bijan will continue to get better. Mahomes will be fine. Benson, you never know when he's going to be able to come in. Marv, everyone thought Marv was dead week 1. Puts up 27 week 2. Who knows what he's going to do for the rest of the season? I don't really know. So I think you'll be fine. Last one. 12-point PPR. 1 flex. Any moves? 1-1 CJ Stroud, St. Brown, Waddle, Pacheco, Flowers, Jerome Ford, Ingram, Monty, Odunze, JSN, Steele,
QJ, nice.
And QJ. If you've got a Pacheco owner who really needs a running back, go and sell Steele at a premium because
Pacheco's on his team.
Oh, you have Pacheco.
Yep.
Did I read? I read Pacheco and I forgot it already. Never mind. You hold Steele. But
got JSN.
Gosh, any moves?
See what you can get for Odunze. I don't know if you're going to be able to get anything for him, but he's not probably going to do a whole lot this
every year. Every week he doesn't produce, he becomes cheaper and cheaper.
That's true.
And
I like Stroud here.
Hold him more and more.
I like St. Brown, Waddle, and Zay Flowers here.
Mm-hmm.
Again, with the running backs,
can you try and move Stroud for a rushing QB? Like for Kyler?
Well, I think you might down tier from Stroud just because you don't have any running back depth. Because without Pacheco, you're starting Jerome Ford, Montgomery, and then one of.
Would you down tier from Stroud, or would you just pivot from Stroud and go get Kyler?
I mean, it depends on it depends on if you're trying to get. If you're just going for a quarterback, then yeah. My main thing for this team is I think again, running back depth is an issue here. So
okay.
I do like the F Steele. Maybe try to trade. Maybe try to ride the Carson Steele hype train and trade him for somebody that's going to actually have like a job the rest of the season. So, again, guys like Brian Robinson are cheap buy lows, in my opinion, for fantasy football in terms of if you have running back depth issues. And Zach Moss, I feel like. What did Zach Moss do yesterday from a production standpoint? Can you tell me?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
I'll answer Calvin's question real quick. Was offered Gibbs and Connor
for 5 points, 12 carries.
And just no touchdowns?
34 yards, no touchdowns.
Any
12
targets?
12 carries. 1 target, 13
Okay.
yards.
What about Brown?
4 carries. So Moss is the guy.
And no targets for Brown?
Nothing.
Oh my gosh. Was offered Gibbs and Connor for Garrett Wilson. Honestly, I'm taking that. Hey, let's look at your wide receivers.
You're getting Gibbs and Connor.
Yeah.
Take
You
it.
got but listen. Wilson, Diggs, JSN, Hopkins, Mitchell, Addison. His wide receiver room
That
is
is
a little bit weak.
brutalious.
But he did just lose Pacheco, and his running back too is Eckler. It's a tough team. I think you down to your just for
do
the
it.
flex spot. Like
I would just do
flex
it.
Connor. Or actually, you'd be starting Connor.
I think just accept the fact that you're going to be pretty rough at receiver for a bit
Yeah, I agree. I would
until
do that. I would
Addison
make that
comes
trade.
back. So
And that's essentially like Gibbs and Garrett Wilson were being drafted back to back anyways. You're essentially getting out on Garrett Wilson after a slow start for exactly what you drafted him for.
right.
That's good value.
Yep.
Hog, Gibbs, Cook, Moss. Drop Moss to Kupp with Braylon Allen. I'm not doing that.
No.
I'm not doing that because Zach Moss is a starter. He's getting the volume as the starter in Cincinnati. Braylon Allen, his usage was surprising, but he's not going to have 2 touchdowns every week. I think long term you're going to want to have somebody with more guaranteed volume, and that's Zach Moss, because you feel comfortable starting somebody like that instead of somebody that really is, like you described, a handcuff like Braylon Allen. So
Yeah.
I
think handcuffs are really attractive before all the injuries start hitting you. Well, that's why everyone talks about handcuffs to start the season. And honestly, every year I believe less and less in handcuffs because you need those
handcuffs-
roster spots so bad.
handcuffs also limit your ceiling.
Right.
So.
You need to take as many shots as you can on guys that have higher upside rather than just going for handcuffs to start the season. You can spend your waiver dollars on handcuffs. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, especially when you're in shallower leagues, like if you got to start 8, bench 5, if you've got deeper formats, then go for the handcuffs. Absolutely. But not a lot of teams are like that.
Should I try to trade Kiren? Should I target Chase or Tyreek this week? If you can buy low on, honestly, if you're talking about straight up, I would probably still take Chase over Kiren. I'd probably still take Reek over Kiren. So I think if you can do that, then yeah, you do it.
I think you can get less. I mean, for what people have asked us in these comments about trading away Chase, they are paying less to get Chase, or they're taking less to get him off their team. I think you can pay less than Kiren Williams to get Chase right now.
Yeah. Bentley, thanks for your super chat, man. It says your message was deleted, so just let me know what your question is, and we'll be happy to answer it for you. I did see a question here. The Discord link in my account is not working. I click and authorize, and the connect page kicks me back to Flock with 404 error. Message me on Discord at Avery Huffman. I'll help you out.
I'm going to send Mason the biggest low ball of all time.
Do it. Mason, why would you send Mason a low ball? He never does that to other people.
Exactly. That's why I don't feel bad about it.
All right, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe. We're here answering questions, so if you want to skip the line, you can drop a super chat. You can drop a regular chat as well. But there's, odds are at this point we are so backed up. Marie says, thank you for all the content. It's my first fantasy season. My team is super sick, having a ton of fun. Your videos and streams help me a lot with that. You're very welcome. And I'm glad your team is good. Like, that makes fantasy season so much freaking better. So we appreciate you. Thanks for supporting us. Notorious JP is Jordan Whittington. Worth a look now at Koopa. Wow.
Koopa.
Call me Bowser. That Kupp and Puka are out. I honestly don't think so. I wouldn't go after him. Lost Pacheco. I've got Harris, Chandler, Hill, and Spears, who is worth picking up as a deep flyer. Deep flyer, I think you go the Chiefs backs or Braylon Allen. I think you kind of have to. So, Mad Max, we appreciate you, dude. Thanks for super chat. Another one. I think I have something for Bijan, Kiren, and BTJ, Shaheed, or Waddle for Puka and Bijan. Holy crap on a stick. Yeah, I'm making that deal.
Yeah.
I'm making that deal because Puka's going to be back.
Mm-hmm.
Bijan is, that's a no-brainer. If you do Kiren and Shaheed for Puka and Bijan, send me something for Puka and Bijan for my Kiren someone else, and then he would counter. Start with Shaheed, see how low you can get, right? But man, that would be a fantastic trade for you buying low on these guys.
That would be awesome.
So I love it.
Yep.
Appreciate your super chat. And again, Max, Chuba.
12 PPR. Daniels, Wilson, not 12 points per reception, but
that would be crazy.
12 team
That'd be a high scoring game.
PPR. Daniels, Wilson, Pittman, Kyron, Jacobs, Rice, McLaurin, B-Rob, and then your bench is BTJ, Addison, Keon, Brooks, Dowdle. Don't know if I can move anyone. Any thoughts?
So Jaden Daniels, you could maybe try to move. So shop him. Garrett Wilson, you don't want to move. Michael Pittman, you probably don't want to move. Kyren Williams, you still could move, in my opinion, so you can try to shop him. Josh Jacobs, I don't think you can. Rashee Rice, you definitely could.
Jacobs is getting like 30 carries in the first 2 games of his, and Love is out for a couple more games.
So I would probably favor moving Kiren. McLaurin.
Move Terry.
I like you have B-Rob. You can move. I don't. But again, Terry's
If you can, okay. If you're gonna explore offers to move off Daniels, move Daniels and McLaurin together because people are always attracted to stacks, and the Daniels Terry stack does not matter.
Yeah.
So, but try to sell that. And then on your bench, like
he's got 3 rookies, and that's kind of why we caution against the rookie stuff. So see if you can get off some of the rookies.
You can't sell Keon right now.
No,
so
but you can probably sell BTJ.
You could sell his BTJ, and I don't have an issue with you doing that, honestly.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah. Who are some of your favorite targets right now?
Like in general?
I mean, you can look at our buys video.
I was going to say, they're all on
Chris
the video.
Olave is a buy low right now.
Calvin Ridley, JSN.
Rashad White is a buy low right now.
We talked about B-Rob.
Yeah, but he's got B-Rob. So.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man. The Brown Mamba, 12-team PPR. 3 wide receiver, 2 flex. You've got Daniels, Connor, Mason, Jamar, Marvin Harrison Jr., Wilson, Nico. It's a redraft team. Rice, T. Hill at tight end. I thought that was Tyreek. I was about to have an aneurysm. You've got.
I got the ear in, and I just heard.
No, I couldn't believe it. Fields, Corum, Javonte, Brown, Madison. Okay, so you've got no depth here. You hold number 1. Any waiver guys I should get? QJ is the number 1 for your team, I think. I think he's the only guy. I don't think Jordan Mason's there, right? So I think he's the only guy that really has starting lineup upside on the waivers this week. And then also the Chiefs backs.
Chiefs backs are 2 and 3 on the priority list right now.
Yeah. But
yeah,
the rest of your team.
If you had to pick one, would you prefer P. Ryan or Steele?
Steele. Steele's because I think
I think in a vacuum I prefer Steele.
Because I think he has the the goal line.
When you're talking about
upside.
Opportunity costs and like what it would cost to
get
them off waivers.
I know exactly what you mean.
Probably
I feel the same way as you. So both of those guys, I think for sure. And then again, QJ. In terms of the rest of your roster, though, like your roster is stacked in your starting lineup.
Mm-hmm.
So if you find yourself with depth issues, you could always down tier from one of Marvin Harrison Jr., Nico, Rashee Rice. Your team is stacked. So I love that team. And I think that you're good either way, but those are the guys I target on waivers. So appreciate your super chat, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for supporting us. And Laporta, he says he has. Okay, so Laporta, here's the thing, though. You can't sell Laporta because Laporta has started so slow that you would be selling low on Laporta. And you
stick with
Laporta
that. And you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think so, too.
You like that? I did say that I was not going to trade for him, but...
That's freaking hilarious.
Doing it anyways.
Dynasty PPR from our guy Joe Jones. Appreciate you, Joe Jones. Should I trade a first or Judy and Wicks for Jameson Williams? Judy and Wicks is a no freaking brainer. A first, no. But Judy and Wicks is free for Jameson Williams, and I would do that in a heartbeat. You could flip him for more than that. But JMO's gained a lot of value in Dynasty, so we'll see kind of where that goes.
Yeah.
But all right, let's see. The new Mac feature threw emoji up. I didn't even see it. Nick, appreciate you, man. If you got a question, let me know. But let's see. I'm looking for Nick's question. I appreciate your super chat, man. And like I said, if you got anything, feel free to let me know. I don't see anything here. Drop it in the chat if you would, though.
You did, right?
Huh?
Joe Jones.
I just did that. Yep.
Cool.
I'll get with you right after this, Jordan. Appreciate you, man.
I'll look for his comment while you're looking at the other super chats.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Nick. Surface MB lineup: Mahomes, Rice, killer. Jefferson, Bijan, Cook. Oh my gosh, McBride. That's your London, Dobbins, Dell, Olave. Oh my gosh. Anybody should trade or drop? No. No. How many teams are in this league? You're good, Nick. Take your time. We'll get to you as soon as it comes back up. How many teams are in this league, dude? Like, this is a ridiculous. Is this an 8-team league? This is ridiculous. No, I wouldn't. Depending on your league, like, right? So if it's an 8-team, I'll give you some sell targets here. Like Dobbins. Maybe you should try to sell high on Dobbins, right? But all the other guys, I'm not selling here. Your team is stacked. I wouldn't drop anybody here either. Appreciate it. Let me know again how many teams there are. Primetime Z, do I trade Devonta Smith and Monty for Jamar Chase? I'm doing that personally. Are you good with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're buying low there, so I like it.
Yep, agreed. Good time to buy.
Justin says 14-team PPR. Kyler, Bijan, Mason, Debo, Nico, Godwin, Laporta. Man, you did so well in your draft. Bench has Stevenson, DK, and Olave. Oh my, in a 14-team league? How are you guys getting these teams? That's a good 12-team. That's a good... I mean, my gosh. Yeah. Would you trade Stevenson, Godwin, and Debo for Chase and McCaffrey?
In a 14-team? Oh, man.
He's got Stevenson, DK, and Olave on his bench.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I mean, that's a league winner if it hits. I honestly...
Can you just wait a couple more weeks? Because the guy's going to get...
He's not going to be able to wait.
The guy's going to get more and more desperate as CMC is injured for however long, and they start needing to make moves just to get points on their team. Like, I just feel like if he waited 2 more weeks, he could get an even cheaper deal.
I mean, this is a crazy deal. I'll take this deal. I'll take Chase McCaffrey there. With the lineup you've got, I'll take it. You've got enough depth to make that move.
That's just so many points.
I know, but I mean the league
because
winning
Debo's in the
upside
starting
here is nuts.
lineup, but he's not even starting Stevenson.
He's not even starting Olave or DK. You just plug one of those guys in for.
Shoot.
Yeah, I mean he's got the depth. I feel like to do that. So you just do it and win the league.
Yeah.
Good question. Killer team.
Yep.
Let's see. I was asking.
I'm still waiting for Nick.
Okay, cool.
His question has not come up yet because he's typing it out.
Hey, John. Good to see you, my friend. 10-man half PPR. Just traded Connor and Daniels for ETN and Burrow. I feel like I got burned. Any moves? Okay, first of all, I don't think you got burned. At worst, that's fair. From a value standpoint, ETN's a better back. And while Connor's popping off...
Connor's a better back, but ETN is probably has a more productive outlook.
Well, and he has more fantasy value.
Yeah.
And Burrow is probably good there, too. I feel like I got burned. Should I make it?
As a true running back, James Conner has looked
good.
like a top 6 running back, honestly.
You have Hurts, Mason, HN, Collins, Dell, Andrews, ETN. You got Aubrey. On your bench, you got JSN, Moss, BTJ, Burr, and Chris McCaffrey. So you're starting Hurts. Okay, so this is a 1 QB. You need to trade. If you've got 2 quarterbacks like this, surely there's somebody in your league that would take one of Hurts or Burrow. Trade one of your quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. But the rest of your team is good. You're starting Devon Achane and Jordan Mason. It's a 10 team, so you expect this team to be a little bit better. However, on your bench, JSN is a great option, Moss is a great option, Brian Thomas Jr. is a great option, and Christian McCaffrey is going to be on your IR. So assuming Christian McCaffrey does come back here, you're looking at starting McCaffrey and Achane with Hurts, and then you have Nico Collins. You can move off of Tank Dell if you want to. I just feel like you're selling low. You could diversify from that Houston Texans offense a little bit. Mark Andrews, I still feel comfortable starting him, and so you can't sell him. So honestly, in terms of moves, try to move one of your quarterbacks. Maybe try to shop Tank Dell, but the rest of your team's so good that I don't think I would do anything here. Agreed. Jets D, Aubrey, like you got the best at that position too.
Dude, Aubrey looks so good.
Don't tell Danny. My thing that I do to Danny is like tell him that Brandon Aubrey sucks. Because he's like, oh, it was so good. Indy Lazar, appreciate you. Rich, In Love, Gibbs and Pacheco, Mostert, Lloyd, Davis, Evans, Adams, London, McConkey, Polk. Drop and pick up off waivers. Can't put Pacheco on IR in my league. Okay. You know what? In terms of drop candidates here, I think Davis, I'm assuming is Ray Davis. I would drop Ray Davis.
Yep.
I would drop and I would pick up one of the Chiefs backs or Braylon Allen there because I feel better about those guys. Pacheco, Gibbs, all of these guys I'm keeping. A-Rich and Love. You could drop Jordan Love. If it's a 1 QB league, I have no problem dropping Jordan Love there and go get a Quentin Johnston. You've got Parkinson. Did you say you had any other? You've got Laporta. Drop Parkinson. You don't need 2 tight ends there as well. And then again, Allen, Johnson, Steele, McLaughlin, those guys. Just try to prioritize the hottest waiver pickups of the week.
Yep.
So.
Oh my gosh. G16. Trade Dobbins for Kenneth Walker, PPR. Yes.
Please do that.
Yes, please do it.
Please do that. Oh my gosh.
Russell says, have Achane, Mostert, Kiren, Corum, lost Kupp, offered B-Rob to Pacheco owner for Shaheed. He also has Godwin and Worthy. Thoughts? Don't trade Brian Robinson Jr. for Shaheed. Just hold B-Rob. I'd much rather have B-Rob on my team than Shaheed because B-Rob's got a much safer floor. He's a lot more consistent running back. Those are few and far between right now with all the injuries. He also has Godwin and Worthy. You lost Kupp. That sucks. Got Kiren and Quorum as insurance. Kiren and HN, and then B-Rob as your top 3 running backs is solid with Mostert as a 4th option. I think that's pretty good. Who are the rest of your receivers? I think if you can get Chris Godwin still at a discount, that would be awesome. It's going to be tougher to get him this week than it was last week. But if you can, definitely do that. That would be awesome. I think, yeah, as far as it goes with like the B-Rob stuff, honestly, since he is a Pacheco owner, if you wanted to move B-Rob and get Chris Godwin, I wouldn't have an issue with that, given your top 2 running backs.
Appreciate your super chat, my friend. Ryan, 12-team, full PPR, 2-flex Dynasty. Do I trade Thomas Jr., Rashad, Brooks, and Bucky for Rome, Kenneth, and Lamar? Oh, my gosh. And it's... Okay, 2-flex, not super flex. Rome, so it's essentially like... Yeah, I'm making that deal.
Take Derrick Henry.
What? Where's Derrick Henry in this deal?
I got offered D. Henry.
I'm reading the one above that.
Oh,
I'm on the one above it.
My bad. I was reading Surface MB.
So I would do this, man. I think Rome is the most valuable guy in this deal. Kenneth Walker and Brooks are value equivalent. So then you're looking at like Brian Thomas Jr. versus Lamar in a even a 1 QB 12 team. They're going to be pretty close. You've got Caleb, Brees, HN. See if you can throw him. If you're getting Lamar, see if you can throw him Caleb and get something else back better. So yeah, but I like it. Surface MB, appreciate it. It's a 6-man league. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. And I got offered Henry for Dobbins. I'll take Henry.
Yep.
So I would make that deal. But in terms of the rest of your league, I do appreciate you letting me know that. I would make the Dobbins move, and then honestly, I think I would stay put. Your team is gonna cook. Yep. So it's a really solid team.
Nick submitted his question. Let's go down to that. It's under Chewy's super chat.
Thank you. He
says 10-man league PPR. I have Mahomes, Chase, Kupp, Tank, Connor, James Ferguson, Jordan Mason in flex, and Dak in QB flex. I'm worried about wide receivers. Wondering about any trades or waivers. If you're worried about wide receivers, go ahead and go take a shot on QJ. Do we have a crazy outlook for QJ rest of the season? No. Do we think he's a pretty good shot to take if you're tight at wide receiver? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially if you just lost Kupp. That sucks, man. Tank Dell is a tough watch right now, given how dominant Nico Collins has been, and Diggs taking the rest of the touchdowns. Like, it's just, I'm hoping that Tank can come back and you'll be okay. But I mean, the Waddle stuff, Odunze not looking great, Keon, JSN on your bench. So you're really every single week you're starting JSN, Waddle, you're flexing Tank. Or I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong team. You're looking at who is your bench? What is your bench? Actually, I'd like to know your bench. He's got Jordan Mason and flex. Yeah, I mean, your running backs are chilling.
Yeah.
Is there a way that you could move Jordan Mason for a really good wide receiver? I would try.
Yeah,
I would
honestly,
try to
that's
do
what
that.
I would do. I think wide receiver is what's glaring to me there.
Yeah.
And so I think you go get QJ off of waivers, and then you try to move one of your good running backs and try to go get even. Yeah. And now you're kind of stuck with Kupp. So you really are going to need wide receiver help in a 10 team like that. So
yep.
Let me know if that helps, man. Appreciate it. Let's go to Daniel. Daniel says, I had Love and Tua, Carr, Darnold, Minshew. Fields available on waivers. I also have Tyreek. So Love and Tua are obviously gone. You've got Carr, Darnold, Minshew. And Fields, I honestly think of those guys right now, I think I would just stream and take the best matchup every week. And so I don't know who has the best matchup this week, but well,
I'll tell you.
Yeah, tell me between those 4 guys who he should pick up this week. And you have Tyreek.
I think it's got to be Carr with how hot they've been.
I think you just pick up Carr right now.
I ranked Carr really high this week because their matchup is so good. They've got Philly.
Yeah. Okay. So I think you just pick up Carr and then you stream. So after this week, just see who's got the best matchup, see who projects the best. Check our rankings every week, and the highest available guy, just go get it. So the Ultimate Rankings video comes out Wednesday, so you have plenty of time.
Yep.
Appreciate it, John. I'm glad you're going to be around too. Let's see. Chewy, my friend. 12-team PPR. You've got Allen, Gibbs, White, Wilson, Waddle, Kincaid. In Tank, you've got Zamir White, JSN, Odunze, Keon, Benson, Cooks. Yeah. Likely 0-2 help. Okay. So obviously, Rashad White's not helped you. Garrett Wilson hasn't helped you. Jalen Waddle hasn't helped you. Kincaid hasn't helped you. Tank hasn't helped you. This is one of those things where I think you're going to have to down tier from Allen. You're probably going to have to down tier from Gibbs. explore pivot options for all those guys and see if you can pivot for anything close to what you actually drafted them for from a value standpoint. And then in terms of, Odunze and Keon and Benson, you've got 3 rookies there. You need to diversify there. And so I would just go send 15 trades tonight. Okay, so just go to your league mates and put in some trades that you would be winning, where you're just even pivoting off of these guys.
Yep.
Use our buys video for guidance, like buy some of the guys we highlighted in our video today. And I think outside of that, you're exploring down tiers so you can, continue to get some good depth, because really you're not feeling good about starting White, Odunze, Keon, Benson, or Cooks.
Yeah.
Likely. Again, trade likely to somebody who needs a tight end, but I think that's what you got to do. I think you just got to explore all the options you can. Appreciate it. Drive your league mates nuts with trades. Bentley, my friend, thank you so much. Am I better off trading Nico for London or Olave and JMO, or Nico for Godwin 1-for-1? I'd hold Nico in both of those situations. I think Nico, from an upside standpoint, from a consistency standpoint, from an offensive standpoint, from a quarterback standpoint, all of those factors is better than all those guys. Yep. So I'd hold Nico there. I think you hold Nico if you have him on your fantasy team.
There are very few scenarios where I would trade Nico in a 1-for-1 deal right now.
Yes,
given his outlook, there's no reason to do that right now.
It's a 12-team half PPR 2 flex. Wide receivers are Collins, Rice, Higgins, Odunze. That's pretty freaking good. The people who drafted Collins and Rice, man, my gosh.
I know.
ETN, Henry, Monty, Ford, and Wright. Was also offered Christian McCaffrey and Benson or McLaughlin and Monty, or for Monty and Mostert. CMC. So let's put it this way: CMC and Benson for Monty and Mostert. And I'd probably go ahead and take McLaughlin there. I think he's probably more valuable rest of the season than Benson is right now, because Connor's looking so good and McLaughlin could get really valuable snaps. And then I would take it. Take Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
You've got good enough depth, Etienne and Henry. Yeah. I'm taking this deal. And Ford. So.
It's worth taking the shot, man.
It's worth taking the shot.
With the upside that CMC has. Yeah. Hoosier.
You got it.
You from Indy? 12-team, half PPR, mega level. 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 flex. Burrow and Baker. JT, Kiren, Moss, Mason, Brooks.
Nice.
DJ Moore, Godwin, Higgins, 80, and McMillan. And then you got Laporta and Hawk in the waiting. Not really looking to trade, but was offered Garrett Wilson and Judy for JT. Should I pull the trigger?
So you'd be trading away Jonathan Taylor.
You definitely have need at wide receiver. DJ Moore isn't looking too hot right now. Godwin looks great. Higgins not looking great. And then the rest is kind of not awesome.
I'm doing that.
Could you try and make that Kiren instead of JT?
Try that first. Try Kiren. Honestly, you'd rather have JT than Kiren right now?
I guess they are on the same tier.
They're probably the same tier. I'm good with it.
It doesn't matter to me.
I think you take it because you can start Kiren and Jordan Mason. Obviously, you're going to need a running back 3, but you can get that from waivers, and then you're starting Garrett Wilson, and you flex wide receivers. So
now, in a half PPR, does that change your mind? Because the value of running backs goes up a little bit for bell cows, because the gap between high receiving volume receivers compared to running backs is just a lot slimmer.
Yeah, I still think it's about the same for me. So
okay,
I'm good with both of them.
Maybe try. Yeah.
And I think I honestly think it's a good trade for you. So I wouldn't be opposed to trading.
You definitely have need at receiver.
Yeah,
so.
I agree.
Yeah.
Benny says Dynasty trade likely for Coleman. No time premium is Coleman. It's not even close. Take Coleman. Likely has gained value, but not that much value. And Coleman still projects pretty well. He's played 2 games.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. Make sure I get the right one. I think Gregorio first. Yep.
10-team PPR 2 flex. Lamar, ETN, Aaron Jones, CD, Marv, Likely, Flowers, Holy Crap, and Neighbors. Your bench is Spears, Cooks, Olave, JSN, and Njoku. Dude. Offered Bijan for Marvin Harrison Jr. What are your thoughts? In a 10-team PPR, given your wide receiver room, I would absolutely do that. I would definitely do that. Because then you're starting Bijan and ETN. Bijan and your choice of ETN and Aaron Jones. And then you're still starting CD, Flowers, and Neighbors.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So, and then Likely's in there, probably because he's your top tight end. Gosh, move some of your depth and you probably get a better tight end too, like a George Kittle or something. So that's what I would do. I think that's a good deal to go get Bijan.
Yeah. Totally tips. You got him.
Yep. Wow. Oh my gosh, dude. My voice cracks. 12-man PPR league. Kiren Mixon is RB1 and RB2. Njoku and Taysom are my tight ends. I'm second of waiver priority this week. Grab Gesicki as a free agent or P. Ryan. When in doubt, go with the running back in the vacated volume situation over the tight ends. Even with a week that Gesicki had, I got to go with P. Ryan there. I think P. Ryan's outlook in that sort of situation as a running back is just going to be more positive and have higher upside than Gesicki. So that's what I would go with. Good question.
Nick.
Yeah, Nick is still typing out. He said my message is above Gregorio.
Okay.
So let's go click on that.
There's his bench,
is B-Rob, Darnold, Odunze, Elliott, Wandell, A.D. Mitchell, Kenneth Walker, and Komet. Okay. So you've got Walker coming up. And okay. I'm trying to find his comment again with his team. Okay, so he has Kupp, Tank Connor, James Cook, Jordan Mason, and he's got Kenneth Walker coming back. Okay, yeah, so I would still move Mason because you've got Kenneth Walker coming back, and then you can go get a receiver there. You can get a solid receiver. So that's what I would do. Odunze sucks that Odunze isn't producing right now because you don't have any trade levers with him. So just hold him and hope that he can break out and do something special this year.
Yep, I agree. Let's go to Josue. Josue, before y'all said I couldn't sell Neighbors, now I think I can. You definitely could sell Neighbors. Would y'all sell him now for a running back? I have Jefferson, Neighbors, Pittman, and Rice. What are your running backs? Drop your running backs in the comments. Let's see that, and that'll change my answer, I think. So, or it'll determine my answer.
Yep.
Our top priorities this week are the Chiefs running backs, QJ, Brandon Allen. The waivers suck this year, so
they have not been very exciting.
They've not been good
at all. I wonder why. Why do you think?
Just because there aren't any.
Is it because
crazy
across
sleepers
the
this year?
Board football has been?
I think
kind of gross.
I just think that things turned out more predictable this year than they normally do. So, that happens some years, but a lot of times we just end up drafting the players that are productive. Injuries have been have thrown things off. So, like Jordan Mason's the biggest one. So, there's the thing. People were looking for the next Puka. There is no Puka. There was never happening.
What?
That was never happening.
What?
Yep. He's got Jacobs, Brooks, and Ty Chandler. Yeah. Okay. So you do need a running back pretty bad. Yeah. Sell him for an elite running back. In terms of the running backs, I would target there. I would definitely go. I would want somebody elite. James Cook is, hopefully plus. Obviously, Barkley, Achane. I would take all those guys. JT and Kiren. Those are the guys I would want for Neighbors right now because his value is that high. So definitely explore offers, but go way to the moon.
Clearly the market right now prefers Neighbors over Garrett Wilson. So that's the caliber of guys you're looking at.
Hoosier says people are way sharper than the past, and I think that part of it is true. You saw that. The main example of that for me this year was Zamir White and how he was
so much money on the line now compared to what there's just more and more.
Yeah. Well, we also, we do this for a living, so we have to at least know something. So even though still things are different than what we thought. All right, I think we're caught up on super chats. So make sure you guys drop a like and make sure you're subscribed if you haven't. We're trying to get to 20K before the end of the season, but somebody did say how many points does IU football score this year? Like total points? 1 million. IU football's back, baby. Coach Sig is the real deal. Having a good football team is so freaking nice.
So is UCLA supposed to suck?
UCLA does suck, but IU's good. Both are true. Both people want to just say it's one or the other. So
I did not realize. I know they're across the country, but IU football has never played UCLA.
No. Yeah, no.
Ever.
Never had a reason to.
That's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
They've never. How many bowl games has IU football been in? So that's probably why. But
that's true.
Still.
Look who's here. It's Never Nude. What's up, Never Nude? AKA Tobias. 8-team PPR Superflex Dynasty. Okay, it's an 8-team Superflex.
Man, I just lost a sub.
Trevor Lawrence, Purdy, Caleb, Penix, Bijan, Pacheco, Ramondre, Amon-Ra, Malik, and Marvin Harrison, Pitt, and Reed. Pittman, I'm assuming. Turned down the trade to send Ramondre and Penix on a 26th second for Love because Pacheco went IR. Okay, I wouldn't. In a Superflex 8-team, I probably wouldn't have done that anyways. mistake. I'm honestly okay with you not doing that because again, it's only an 8 team, so there's 16 really startable quarterbacks. Love is valuable, but like you can easily go get one of those 12 to 16 guys and feel good about it.
Yeah.
Second in 8-man can be 9 and 12, so late first. Okay, so that is late first.
Love is less valuable
So yeah,
than
no,
an 8-man.
I don't think I'm doing that.
Love is
I
actually-
think I'm fine with you not taking that, honestly.
Yeah.
So
I definitely agree.
drop your questions, drop your comments. We can answer some of these non-super chats real quick. We can we'll do as many as we can before we get super chats again, but you can also go to the site, submit. You can drop your super chats. We'll answer whatever. I've been loving the content of the Flock League. Trying to decide if I should upgrade at running back by moving Waddle and Jordan Mason. Appreciate it. Flock League's a lot of fun. Really need to win this week. Honestly, I feel like you'd be selling low on Waddle, and so my recommendation for you would be to, I mean, I think Mason's a good starting guy, so I think I would just hold there. It would depend on the rest of your team, but I think I would just hold. So,
Yeah.
I don't think you can sell Pittman right now because it would be a sell low. So, never knew since sorry for the loss, Nathan. That's funny. You're a good buddy. I've seen this like a million times, so I'll answer it. Thoughts on Travis Kelce? Panic mode? Are you panicked?
No, not.
I'm not really
yet.
panicked yet. No.
I mean, he was already being priced like there was going to be a little bit of regression. Obviously, not this much, but again, as is a tough 2 matchups to start with. Who like the Ravens and Bugles have both been burned on multiple occasions by Travis Kelce specifically, so they were not going to let him do that again.
Right.
And I think Kelce will come back and I think he'll be fine. Tight end 1, tight end 2, tight end 3, maybe not, but 4, 5, 6, yeah, I think it's still likely.
Drop in the comments. Do you want to see a buy, sell, hold video tomorrow first, or do you want to see? Actually, we're doing that anyways. So
Yeah.
Do you want to see? Well, I guess we can't really give him a choice, can we? What kind of?
we
do you guys
can.
have any video requests for the week?
What do you want to see early in the week versus late in the week?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Do you guys have any video requests for the week? You can let us know. But we're recording some of our videos today. So, Brian, appreciate your super chat. You've got Allen at QB. You've got Henry and Ramondre Stevenson, Pollard and Benson at running back. You've got Charbonnet as well. You've got JJ London, Ridley, Worthy, Rome, and Brian Thomas. So a lot of rookies there. You got Gasecki, Happy PR, trade ideas, or hold. Yeah, I would move off of Brian Thomas. I would move off of Xavier Worthy there. Both rookie. One of them at least. You've got to get off of all your rookies, in my opinion. I think Worthy's my sell high candidate on your team. I like JJ, I like London, I like Ridley. I like your running backs, Pollard, Stevenson, Henry. I think they're solid. You could go get somebody more versatile. See if you can go get a James Cook on that team. I like that a lot, especially in a half PPR league. You could upgrade Henry, but Allen's obviously going to be winning your leagues. You've got Gasecki at tight end, so you're streaming there, which is totally fine. You can stream tight end and win championships in fantasy. So, yeah, I think that's kind of what I would do with that team. But overall, solid team. Love it. More Dynasty channel content. All right, I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be straight with you right here. Dynasty, we're probably 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away until Dynasty's like back. Because with Dynasty, like, what videos do you want us to make right now? People are not to the point where they're deciding to rebuild. People are making trades, but a lot of the trades are dumb. And we made a trade advice video last week after week 2, and it was bad because we ended up giving some people bad advice because after week 2, you don't know.
We did after week 3.
Week 2. You don't know enough
we
after
really?
week 2. Yep.
Okay.
So, there's really not, I mean, we don't have any buy lows for you sell highs because the market is still crazy. So with Dynasty, we're letting it breathe just a little bit. We will be back. And look, Dynasty's our thing. We'll be back soon. So don't worry.
We'll be back.
Thank you guys. You're welcome.
We're not quitting you. That's for sure.
So Waffle says he wants a weekly Dynasty buy sell hold because that community is almost more reactive and small value wins matter more there. So here's the thing.
Buy sell hold videos are taken.
Well, but like doing a buy, like I don't know who to buy, sell, or hold after 2 weeks.
Neither
Like
do I.
I'm still figuring it out.
Because you can't trust what the market's saying either.
Like the only move you should be making in Dynasty right now, the only moves you should be making are contending moves, in my opinion.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
it's just tough, guys. Like, I mean,
Or if you're getting Trevor
we don't
Lawrence.
want to give you non-quality advice just for the sake of putting entertainment out there. Like,
Yeah.
it's got to be quality at this point. Quality is absolutely everything for us right now.
We can do a mailbag.
Have neighbors. Yeah, we could just do it on the site though. Have neighbors and Rice traded Chase for AJ Brown is a good move. Yeah, that's a great move. I love that move. I love it. It's crazy that you got that actually. Cody, appreciate it, man. Drop Tyler Algier for Kareem Hunt. Ooh. What do you think?
What's Algier? Algier didn't really do anything last week.
No, he's not been doing much. I mean, Bijan is the guy,
I mean, Kareem is visiting the Chiefs. He hasn't even signed with the Chiefs yet. Like, this is not a lock.
but right.
Let's hold Algier.
That's what I think too. I
Yeah.
think you just hold.
Yeah.
But good question. How about a Pollard Prowse versus Amon Ra Dog? We honestly, what we can do and what we should do is a Dynasty live stream. I'll do that one night this week. We'll get on the Dynasty channel, answer as many Dynasty questions you guys want.
That's probably a good idea.
But send us an offer. We need a running back in that
Because if we
league.
did a mailbag, it would just be like, well, I probably just want to wait and see.
Right, exactly. Send us an offer, dude.
Is Nico Dynasty wide receiver 1? Give it a little bit, and then we can talk about it.
Give me a running back in that league.
Though
please.
I will say, is Nico in the same tier as Jamar Chase?
Yes.
I think he is too.
Yep. Okay.
Because Jamar Chase this is the 3rd straight year that he's disappointed at the beginning of the year.
Yep. I know, dude.
I don't want to overreact, but that's where I'm at. I mean, they are in the same level of situation.
Yeah.
Stroud is same tier as Burrow.
Yeah.
So who are you waving at?
Cruz.
He said, hey guys, hey, what's up?
Nathan's a squirrel. Like, who you waving at? What are you doing? Where's my nut? Patrick Mahomes is my starter. Is Snoop Huntley worth picking up as a backup for the time being? No. I do appreciate the quality over quantity approach for Dynasty from you. I love my blueprint. Can't wait to get 2.0 during the offseason. Appreciate that, man. Super happy to do one. And the team reviews, obviously, we're going to be doing. This is busy for us right now on the redraft content, but when it's Dynasty season, we're doing
With all the card out now.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm excited because here's the thing: once we get to weeks 4 and 5, people are going to want team reviews again because we're going to have rebuilds,
dude.
And so we're going to get back into Dynasty. We're like 2 weeks away from we can actually do stuff again. So quality, baby, we got to have quality.
Heck yeah.
We love some quality content.
Yep.
All right, check the site real quick. You guys can drop your super chats if you want to jump the line. If not, I can answer a couple of these random questions here. Just pick some of these out. Here you go. 3, 2, 1, boom.
Flowers and Sharps for Kiren. Kiren, for me.
I would take Kiren there for sure.
Because Charbonnet is just a Band-Aid right now until Walker comes back. And Walker, honestly, just the way that his career trajectory is, he's probably going to be in and out of the lineup for the rest of the season. But probably going to be in more than he's out. So,
how about this one?
DJ Moore and Chubb for Gibbs. Yes. Yes.
Do the thing.
Yes,
Do the thing.
Yes,
Do the thing. Do the thing. Do the thing.
Yes. Yes.
Do the thing.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
There we go.
It was me.
Whatever.
It was absolutely me.
We got a super chat from our boy Nick. Appreciate you, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Person in my league says they're willing to trade Metcalf. How does Kenneth Walker for Metcalf sound? I kind of want to hold on to Jordan Mason. And I think that was I got to remember this. We've answered so many super chats and but I got to look at his team. Will you look for me? Will you find his team?
Yeah. Kenneth Walker for Metcalf. With your running back room, I would be holding Kenneth Walker. I know you want to hold on to Jordan Mason, but look, I promise you there are going to be so many people out there that are interested in Jordan Mason, specifically the Christian McCaffrey owner. Please explore an offer with the Christian McCaffrey owner for Jordan Mason and get a good wide receiver because that guy's going to be desperate to fill CMC's shoes.
Yeah.
I promise. Try the Jordan Mason stuff before you try the Walker stuff. I think it'll pay off. I really do. And I know there's injury risk with Walker, but Jordan Mason was 1 goal line carry at the end of the game, essentially in garbage time away from having a 7-point day.
Right.
So I just trust Walker more.
I think I do too, man.
Yeah. Good question.
Deebo Samuel out for a couple weeks. What? That better not be true. I'm going to kill somebody. No, I don't see that. I don't think he's out.
There was no injury alert.
No, I haven't gotten an injury for him.
He was fine.
But who benefits Jennings and Ayuk? It would be Ayuk and Kittle.
It would
first.
absolutely be Ayuk, yeah.
Jennings, wouldn't be startable in fantasy. So Gibbs and Shaheed for Rashee Rice and Ramondre.
Remember 9th round Pearsall?
Remember when I told you Ricky Pearsall was a sell in Dynasty and you didn't believe me? You going to take your all on that one yet?
That was never on the screen, so no. No, I'll take my all.
Okay, cool. I feel better about it. I was like, are you serious?
No, you're right about that.
Gibbs and Shaheed for Rashee Rice and Ramondre. I would take Rashee Rice and Ramondre there if you need the depth. If you have the star power, I mean, you could go Gibbs, but Rashee Rice is up there at that point. So
You just like
he is out. Ian Rappaport. Are you kidding me? This must just be coming out because I don't see anything yet.
I'm gonna look it up on Twitter. On Tweeter.
Yeah, let's Twitter it.
A calf injury. Holy fricker.
If it's a freaking... What is it with the 49ers and calf injuries, dude? Debo. Samuel. No, I don't want to go to his profile. He's not tweeting it.
Trending. Top.
Oh my gosh, they're right. No.
Gosh. I mean, this is Debo. We do miss a couple weeks every year. Niners getting it rough, man.
Ayuk, baby.
At least it's happening now, not the end of the season for their playoff run.
Getting it rough.
And they're in a division where everyone else is depleted.
Holy smokes, man. Okay.
Is Seattle a dark horse to win that division if they keep getting injuries in San Fran?
I don't know, dude. McCaffrey really hurt them, but Ayuk's going to benefit a lot. I don't think any of the other. I don't think any of the other wide receivers there are going to, take a huge, bump. But
they don't stop coming. The injuries don't.
Because I don't think Juwan Jennings is going to be flexible a couple weeks with a calf strain.
Good,
dude.
night,
oh
guys.
my goodness sakes.
Who's out a couple weeks, calf strain? Or are you still saying
Debo?
Okay, yeah. I thought you said someone else too. I was like, what?
This is bad. I don't like this. P. Ryan or Allen on waivers? I'd go Allen. Touchdown upside. I have Achane, Pacheco, Ramondre, Ford, and Spears. Okay. Should make any trade for running backs. You'd be starting Achane and Ramondre while Pacheco's out. You've got Ford. You could. You would be just targeting a cheaper running back 3, in my opinion, though, because I think you're good with Achane or Ramondre. So you got Chase. You're the Chase and Amon or AJ Brown question. Love the content. Appreciate it. Honestly, I would just. I think you're good holding. Try to hold, and we'll see where we get this season. But man, if you have Ayuk, you're feeling really good. Who has Ayuk in the flock league? Zach. Who has Debo in the flock league? Probably one of the devs, dude.
I'm looking up.
Everybody that gets hurt in the flock league, the devs have them or I have them.
Freaking Austin has them. The devs won't trade, dude. It's like half the league won't make moves. It's ticking me off. Like they need to make moves.
I know. It's ridiculous.
Because they all suck. Like they suck more than my team.
Yeah. No, they're bad.
Devs, make a trade.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
I know you think that we're trying to school you every single time, but sometimes they're just feeler offers to figure out like where you're at. Like please make a trade.
There's no way they're watching, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm going off of them right now.
Yeah.
Make a freaking trade.
All right. And there's the sleeper alert.
The Cavs.
What? I know. And I like, here's the thing. If it with Debo, if it's anything else, like, yeah, it's okay. It's going to be all right. But Cavs, like, man, with the Achilles stuff.
Oh, don't worry. Austin has Ricky Pearsall. He's going to be fine.
Oh, okay. Well, why didn't you say that? Brownie Munchers, 12-man league, golf. Jefferson, Olave, Achane, Gibbs, Kittle, Neighbors, Bigsby, Thielen, Dubs, Javonte Williams. 12-man. You got Jefferson. Wow, that's a good team, man. You got Myers in there as well. Do you have any advice on my team going forward? I have Mitchell and Pearsall on my IR. So Pearsall, is not much. Mitchell, no. So I'm not selling Jefferson, Olave, Achane. I'm not selling Gibbs. Not selling Kittle or Neighbors or Bigsby or Thielen or Dubs. I hate doing this because, I know you want some specific actionable advice, but my advice for you is going to be to stay put here. You could maybe raise your ceiling at quarterback a little bit. So if you want to, explore some trades there, you could. You could try to trade Javonte Williams if he still has any value at all and package Tank Bigsby in there. So maybe that's a trade you look to make. But outside of that, man, again, the core of your team, Jefferson, Olave, Achane, Gibbs, Kittle, and Neighbors, I'm not trading those guys. So I think you should stay put. That's my main advice to you. So appreciate your super chat though, Brandon Munchers.
Very much so.
We should do a video on and this is actually really good, Chef. Get Fields or JD5. Again, you're gonna raise your ceiling there. So I agree with that totally.
Yeah.
All right. And I just see you should make a video on how to deal with leagues that don't like to trade.
Leave the league.
Yeah,
if they're not active and they're not trading, you either get them to love Dynasty as much as you do,
Well, this is probably redraft league.
or get them to love Fantasy as much as you do, or just,
I mean, so here's the thing.
I don't know.
When you have leagues like that, they're essentially just best ball leagues because you're stuck with your roster. So
Yeah.
you have to be really good at drafting.
Or they are people that are not as dedicated in fantasy, so maybe they don't know their stuffs.
True.
So you just need to make sure you have a really, really good draft. Got a super chat from We See. Have Kincaid, any wide receiver you guys think I can get considering his current value? I want to try and get some depth back in case I make the JJ move. Don't move Kincaid right now because he's not incredibly valuable given the first 2 weeks of his performance. So I would probably just stay put there.
Yeah.
Good question.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for your super chat. Rusty, thanks for your super chat. I have
Hi,
Chubb,
Rusty.
Puka, Pacheco, and 1 IR spot. That sucks. Should I drop Chubb for a Kansas City running back? I'd try to make a trade. Frick did that come from?
You can laugh.
I know, but like that came from that computer. That's weird.
I thought it came through there.
It did. Well, that's what it did.
Wow.
Turn that down.
Oh, I got you. Monitor.
My roster, you got Murray, Kiren, Javonte, Sharps, Algier. Yeah, so you've got some running back issues for sure after Chubb and Pacheco go down. But you've got good receivers there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, what I would be doing is I'd be trying to down tier off of maybe Rice there, maybe Kiren there, and try to get some startable running backs. Try to get like Ramondre, James Conner, Alvin Kamara, Brian Robinson, the cheaper guys that are going to be a little bit, as productive in my opinion. And so in terms of dropping Chubb for the Kansas City running back, I probably would just hold Chubb because I don't think the Kansas City running back that is going to step into your team is going to be startable. Appreciate it, though. Thanks for your super chat.
Yep.
All right. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, you can drop super chats. You can drop questions at the site. I'm going to double check the site real quick and make sure that...
I've been checking the emails.
Cool. So we're good. All right. Man, injuries are nuts right now, y'all.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Ooh. This guy said at this point, I'll take anyone who's healthy.
Nice. Take advantage.
Oh.
All right, y'all. I'm excited for the game tonight. I need Drake London to score 25 or less points, but it should be fun. We drop in the comments right now. Do you want me to go live after the game and do a recap? I at some point I'm going to stop these probably in the season, but if you guys want to, we can be live after the game tonight. Yep. Would you guys do James Cook for Amon-Ra straight up? I take Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon-Ra.
Yeah. I like James Cook a lot, but yes.
My gosh, he literally put everyone on the trade block. Holy moly.
Nice.
Oh, because he just lost Debo too. Wow. Anyone who's healthy, huh?
Need London and Bijan to get 40 points. I need London. I need it to be all London. Carlos says yes. Yes. All right. We'll plan on it unless I'm exhausted. Got to record some videos, but we'll plan on it. See how the game is tonight. I think the game should be good, so. All right. Cool. All right, we're going to eat some dinner before the game, so we appreciate all you guys jumping on and appreciate you hanging out. And like I said, be live tonight after the game, so once the game ends, as soon as it ends, come in, jump in. We'll talk about it, talk about all the fantasy implications, talk about the Falcons and Bijan and Drake London and all those guys. And, the Eagles and see kind of what happens tonight. But really fun stream. We loved hanging out with you guys. We'll see you guys here really soon. We'll have a video tomorrow that's going to talk about what you should be doing with players like Sam Laporta, Garrett Wilson, Malik Neighbors, all the hot name players that are not performing right now or maybe have just performed. What do you do with those guys? We're going to talk about it all tomorrow on the video. But we love you guys. We appreciate you. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later.